Level Love with the Stewarts.
Love Wins by the Stewarts, part 2, part 1. Y'all, big round of applause for part 1. I wasn't recording now. Part 2 is starting now. Part 1, we deal with dating someone in the industry or popular and also infidelity. We could have went 13 days talking about infidelity and we'd have still been here some time. So we're going to move to our second part, which is part 2 of our podcast, and it deals with singles. So many times, Shanetta and I get asked, when do you know? Let me ask Shanetta this. When did you know that I had what it took for you to get out of the open and available relationship to being taken? Oh, that's fucked up there. Oh, she laughed, Dee Dee. Dee Dee.
Shit.
And she still laughing.
Girl. Stop asking me stuff you don't want me to answer for real.
Okay, so let's go down here to Bun and Dee Dee.
No, seriously, let me tell you for real, seriously. So I went through a divorce, and then after my divorce, I was like, oh, I'm back on the market. Here I am, I'm back on the market, doing my thing, and whatever. So I did my thing for like 6 months, and I was like, listen, I believe in manifestation. So after my 6 months, 7 months, 8 months being single or whatever, I was like, this single life isn't for me. I'm very domestic. I have children, and so I can't do this. So I think I made a post on Facebook. This is the truth. I made a post on Facebook that said, next year, which is 2013, I'm going to marry someone's son. Remember we talked about that? I put this post in, like, I'm going to marry someone's son because that single life stuff is just not for me. I got tired of having to lie and go out to eat with 5 different people 5 days out of the week. So I just kind of got tired of doing that. And I was like, I need something more concrete for myself and then for my children as well. So as I said, I asked about this guy when he tried to talk to me. He, tried to date me for like a year or so. And I asked him, they was like, no, run away, go on. So I ran away and went on to somebody else. Nevertheless, I decided to get to know the other side of him, his alter ego. I got to know that guy. And I was like, dang, it was like instant. It was like instantly. Seriously, like we met, we stayed with each other. I think, throughout the week, I was he was at my place. On the weekends, I was at his place, and we just instantly connected. There was no separation between us, and it was just that. Like, he had all of the qualities that I thought I wasn't looking for because I wasn't, but he just kind of came out of nowhere, like a thief in the night. He just kind of came out of nowhere. So there he was.
Thank you.
And he put it down, too.
Right.
I just went,
I ain't ready here. All right, so real quick, in between season 1 and season 2, I will say the Stewarts had a major accomplishment. Yes. I decided to adopt her 4 birthed children.
Yes.
And, I truly think that the best gift that I can give the woman that I'm dating is her children, my last name. Like, there's no gift that I think that I could have given her children other than my last name. I'm grateful for that. I think I love her babies. I've always treated her babies like they're mine, but now they are officially mine. So round of applause for that. Yeah. That happened in between our taping, okay? Yeah. All right, so now back to the single people. Dee Dee, Bun, when will, and I'm going to come back to you because I got a follow-up question for y'all. When is it? When y'all gonna find? Dee Dee, you have all the chicks. Like, why don't you have a man? Like, what's the deal?
That's the question that I want to know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Why don't I have a man, God? I don't know. I just feel like, let me say this though. I feel like being a player, whatever they call it, it's so out of style. Like, when do you grow up and say, look, I have children now. Yes. I have career, I have goals that I'm trying to reach. When does it stop? Do y'all ever get tired?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Calling, talking to 3 or 4 different people, trying to meet their expectations every day, that has to be tiresome. We're getting older now, and I just feel like that's what I'm looking for you to be tired. You need to be tired.
Okay, so listen, Dee Dee.
Shit. I don't even cuss, see?
I thought you didn't cuss, Dee Dee. So Bond and I talk about this every morning. Like, if you a male and you a player, really on some real shit, it's cool to be a player when you 20-something, late 20s. But when you get mid-30s and, you know what I'm saying, it's time to get somewhere and sit down. I talk with my partner every day. And
Is he getting it? Is he getting it?
Bond, please tell them one of the things that I ask you periodically. Be honest, bro.
Here you go.
And he done talked all day long. Now he can't talk.
I know y'all ready for the bullshit, but this is what it is. Like, until when a man walk into his light, he don't want to deal with somebody that's not walking into their light. Do that make sense? It's okay. Perfect example, these two right here. Level walked into his light. Netta walked into her light. Then they walked into their light together. Now, yes, they gonna go through shit because it's two different lives coming together in one life. So if I got my shit coordinated and I got something going on, and you don't have a goddamn thing going on in your life, we walking in two different lights. So until I find that right woman that's walking into the path that I'm walking in, because I'm a father that raised my kids by myself. So until I can find a woman that can embrace that can deal with my good habits, my bad habits, my fucking demons that I deal with. I mean, dealing with me, you gonna have to be a fucking circus monkey fucking with me because I'm all over the place. But you got to understand that the shit that I'm dealing with you too. So if I can deal with you and you can deal with me and we can work together, that's fine. But until I find that, I don't have time to play with you because I got kids at home I can play with.
Right, but I don't think that B Level walked into Shanetta's life and either one of them were perfect. So it was something that they had to build.
I said walked into his light. That means he got his shit together. He know where he going. He through with the bullshit. Same thing with Netta. Now, at times, they probably fucked up, but at the same time, they working towards the same goal. We are both trying to get here, and we both walking together. We're going to have ups and downs, sideways, but we all walking here. But if my goal is to get here, and your goal is to get there, I'm going to let you go. I don't have time to play with you.
Well, you need to find women that are on your level. Stop messing with all these,
that's
like
why
she
I'm
said, chicken
single.
heads every day. And find some people that you know you can look at and say, oh, she got some stuff going for herself. She got a business. She got this. So I'm going to go after her. I'm not going to go after the girl that go to the club every weekend and she ain't got nothing going on for herself. So you need to look for your light and see where you want to look at.
Okay, so now you say go look for her.
Yeah, the man's supposed to find a woman.
I don't feel, first of all, I ain't got the time to go looking for you.
He that findeth the wife.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. That's why I'm single. But now, if I say, oh, I'm out fucking with this girl, fucking with this girl, it's a problem. But if I say I'm just single and I'm just living until God bring me my right wife, what's the problem with that?
Well, the Bible says a man that findeth the wife findeth a good thing.
I ain't found her yet. That's all I'm saying, Diddy. I ain't found her.
Yeah, what are you going?
So hold on, Rather. Hold on. So I'm going down to Tommy and Christine.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Christine, how did you know Tommy was it?
Well, y'all don't know our before story, so it'll take a lot for that, but I mean, well, we had friends that was friends with each other, and that's how
Mutual
we
friends.
got mutual friends.
We went to college together
Yeah,
too.
we went to college together, so
But
we got
we
a lot of
wasn't like-
backlash from that. But we just kind of fell in love with each other.
Yeah, it was
because
crazy.
we liked being around each other, and we had both gotten out of long-term relationships like at the same time, so we didn't plan on that. So when all of this other stuff hit us, it was like, well, dang.
Do you believe opposite attracts? Are you guys alike or y'all opposite?
We are opposite.
Y'all opposite.
In a lot of ways, we do a lot of things alike as well.
Baby, are we opposite?
Yes, we are.
We're very opposite. Okay.
And see, you got to understand, I understand what brother right here is saying. Until he finds somebody that, like tickle his pink, somebody that have something in common, it's best for you to stay single than to go mess up somebody else's life.
Right.
Especially when you're not ready for it. That's where the problem come in at.
Yeah, but you know what, I read it. This is the truth, and so I can say this because I feel this about Brian and myself, is that he and I think people believe that he and I had our stuff together when we met. When he and I met, we were both damaged goods. We just so happened to fall in love with each other, to build on each other and grow with each other. You can appreciate your relationship and your marriage way more when you build rather than looking for somebody to have themselves together and you hope can get you together. together. We were just really both damaged goods, and it's not a bad thing. I just think that he and I chose to build, grow, and mature to what we have. So that's why we can appreciate each other way more, because we did this together. It wasn't like he had it all, I had it all. We just kind of met in the middle and just
Because you
blossomed
can
from there.
see now by y'all doing that way, that's what y'all growing and feeding off each other. So that's a big part.
Absolutely.
It really means a lot when you can do that. And another thing, people got to start looking at a person hard and
Yes.
stop looking on the outside. Because when you looking on the outside of a person, you're going to miss the best thing that's for you.
That's
Come
true.
on.
That's true.
So see, that's what a lot of people looking at. Oh, look at how a sis over there with her body. It ain't about the body. It's about the heart.
Yeah.
Because one day that body gonna fall down and show us yours.
Absolutely.
You better talk.
Round of applause.
Absolutely. He just so happened to have a fine wife, right? Right?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Say that.
All right, so the next topic is the three-letter word that plays also a big part in a relationship or a marriage, and it's sex.
Sex.
Okay, Mocha T.
so
Okay, all right,
amazing.
sex. So people, I've heard different percentage of as how important that is to a relationship. Is sex important? Can you look if somebody's not good in the bedroom? Can you look over that if they got a good heart? If they
Sex is the connection. Y'all connect, not only sexually, but mentally. You have to spend time with your partner, and you have to connect with them. Some people connect mentally, some people connect sexually, but it's important. Very.
Very.
So,
it's both.
Christine, Tommy,
it's
is
both.
I mean, like I say, I think it's both. It's communication, because you're two different people. And just like me, I was taught differently growing up. So if you're going to have two people together, y'all got to have that open communication to know what this person wants, what this person want to come to a common denominator about. Because, like I said, I was raised totally different than him. His love was on survival.
Yeah.
Mine was based on love, because I didn't know none of this worldly stuff. I knew that the man was this, I knew the woman did this, and I know that I didn't see nothing else.
Yeah.
I
That makes a
didn't see
difference.
no outside nothing. I didn't see none of that. So I had to hope that that's what I was going to have too. But that's not what his life was.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I had to think of myself, and that's what people don't do. People have to think of that. I didn't have to, but I did. Because he was brought up totally different. So I chose to show him the love that I had,
Oh,
that he
that's
didn't
sweet.
have.
Yeah.
And he showed me love in different ways that I never saw. Because I saw that my grandfather was a doctor, and it was just love out there, but some things were hidden that we never saw.
Yeah.
was the sexual part, and we're gonna get in y'all business. What did you decide?
I'm just saying, no, that's not it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody needs to hear that.
You know,
Yeah,
Everybody
that's true.
doesn't know that.
we're talking about when you decide what my wife says to do the yum yum bouncy bounce. Is there a time limit on when you decide to go there with your partner?
A time limit?
Should you? Well, no. A lot of women say I got to date you for 60 days before I go there with you. Is there?
Well, we didn't wait for 60 days. Tommy wanted me bad, and I made him wait until I felt like that's what I wanted to do.
What?
Sweet.
Where's the
what?
Let me tell you how he set it up since he want to play.
Yeah, he said what?
Hold on, where's the lie?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that.
Okay, I think she's getting confused with. I've been trying to talk to her forever. Like I've been trying to holler at her like forever, and she
Right.
was like, no, you know,
Because I had a man.
yeah, and it was like, no, you know, and that was in my days. I wasn't caring, you know, I was hooping, living.
Right,
I was
right.
20, 21, 22, 23.
Right.
Oh, you living a life.
But as I got older, when we actually started hitting off and we talked, you didn't make me wait.
That's a lie.
Thursday after 12, man, stop
Okay,
front.
but how many okay, but let me tell you how many times Christine had him waiting, and that he blew me up. Some of his friends was blowing me up too. So let's not start that.
I'm talking about when we started, like, actually.
No, but I'm saying it wasn't no first night.
It wasn't immediately.
Right. But listen.
First night.
Okay.
Don't even try it.
All
Don't
right.
even try.
But Christine, but here's the deal. See, but Christine, that's the thing. Women put too much on that. Like I chased my wife. I met my wife in 2012, February. I chased her she played with me for about a year. But when we went out, now I'm gonna say this thing. When we went out, I ain't waiting no long time. Like, my game was strong. I'm hitting on the first night. I'm like,
Real talk.
like, that's how you know what I'm saying? No, I mean, just tell the truth now. Tell
That's
the
what I'm
truth.
saying. Exactly.
You gave it up,
Wait a
pretty,
minute.
but
you can't say why I
Well, we
gave it up. I
actually-
gave it up because I wanted to give it up.
I ain't say you
It
didn't. We
has-
both wanted to.
No, but it
I
wasn't
see
like,
you.
no, your game was so strong, you was just in my drawers. No, we left the club.
What
I was
I
drunk,
don't know what happened, but you came. You got the spirit.
You
and
know what
came-
happened?
The spirit came
Tell
out.
them what happened.
Well,
You
I'm
know
just
what
saying.
happened.
I'm
You
just
know-
saying.
you
So
said-
don't say that you have to wait 60 to 90 days
tell
for a
them what happened.
relationship.
No,
Well,
I
we'll
wouldn't
tell
say
it.
that either.
Okay.
but
Yeah, okay.
It wasn't no, I just saw you and we wrapped it up and that's how it happened. No.
But
See,
when
ours
we actually
was.
started talking and took it seriously, and we hit it off, it didn't take long.
It didn't take long.
Listen.
It don't make y'all no Christine. It don't make you no bad person.
Right.
I didn't say it
Okay.
did. I don't feel like it does either, but
Yeah.
that ain't what it was.
But it was with a brown
So-
eye.
That's
So,
Bud.
Didi.
That's-
Didi, question for you.
Yes.
Do you have time limits on when you do the yum bouncy bounce?
I don't have time limits, but now I don't meet a guy today and sleep with him today. I don't do that.
Okay. What about if you know the guy and y'all have known
I
each
did,
other
'cause
and
I just feel like
you've
we
seen
both
him
grown,
in the
so-
industry, and when y'all decide to go out, if y'all going out on Friday, you feel like he is, we coming to you. You say it's too early?
I'm not gonna say it's too early, but let's go back to, am I mentally attracted to you or am I attracted to you, period? So there has to be some type of attraction.
So if all of those things are right,
Maybe. Don't
Maybe.
get no ideas, maybe.
all right, Bum, we going to the mic. We're going to the mic.
I
State your name before you.
Just come. You don't
Give
have
us
to
a
say your
fake name. Give
You
us a
don't have
fake
to say your
name.
No, my name's LaShawn.
Okay.
I feel there shouldn't be a limit, but if there's an attraction and you know that person, then I feel you shouldn't wait.
You say you feel what? I'm sorry.
If you don't
If you
know,
have an attraction.
No, if you don't know that person, you should wait. But if you know that person and the attraction is there, hey boo, do your thing. Do
By
your
a
thing.
by the show of hands in the audience, how many have had a one night stand? It was first night. Show of hands. First night. I got my wife off of one night. Not a one night stand, but I hit on the first night. For real. And we still together. For real.
on that bullshit.
We still together.
He be on straight bullshit, Chris.
I mean, that is what it is.
Wait a minute.
There
So,
was a mutual.
so I
let me
think,
just-
so I
that
think
was
women put
mutual.
a big time in. What's the difference in me waiting 60 days and nothing? And I'm gonna tell you, Steve Harvey put it in his book. You should get there fast, because if y'all ain't connected, you don't want to waste 60 or 90 days of your
Yeah,
time.
but that's not the way the Bible intended it to be. Now, if you just want to be for real about that thing, it's not supposed to go that way.
Well, in the Bible, you ain't supposed to do it until you get married. But we all do.
I know. I'm just saying.
I don't think that there's limit. I don't think there's a time limit. I just think that you know who you're vibing with. Like, there's a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, because here's the thing, you can control the situation. Had I went to your place that night and you and I just weren't vibing, I would have been like, oh, let's take me home or something. But we were vibing. It was like so you kind of know, you know what I'm saying? You know what that's like. You ain't got to be on
Bond
no.
was with us the first night, remember? Bond?
Yeah, you don't have to be on no, like, I'm going to wake you away because.
All right, so sex games. Sex games. Women play games with the cookie. Y'all feel, is it right that you say, I'm mad, so I'm not gonna do it tonight? You play games with the cookie. Is that fair?
I don't.
You don't play
She
games?
don't do that.
I
ain't
don't do
gonna lie.
that.
I'm blessed.
Because I be
She don't do that.
Say something.
Even
You
when
play
she
games.
mad,
Let me tell you something.
You play motherfucking
No,
games.
because
She coming
here's,
with
I
it.
ain't gonna be
here's
all
the thing.
Just stay your way.
Here's the thing, and I ain't
coming
gonna be,
with it every time.
let me tell you something. I'm gonna say this for the record. Normally, we're gonna talk our bedroom because I don't want one of y'all hoes to come out to my husband have to whoop y'all ass. But let me tell you something. My husband he likes intimacy and
Right.
stuff. So when I'm mad, I don't want intimate. I want to be screwed. You go on your side of the bed, I go on my side of the bed. But he's intimate, so he wants to touch. I don't want that. Like, let's just go on and get it, and you go
But
back
that's
over
not-
there,
that's
and go
not
back
always
over
true,
there.
baby.
But he feels like because
That ain't
I'm
always-
mad, I don't want to do it. No, it's not that I don't want to. Sometimes
I
upset
ain't know
sex
my
be the
partner was
best sex.
sensitive.
Yeah, like, sometimes upset sex be the best sex, but he just be, look, he take me down through there. And let me just say this, I don't get upset. So let's say that for the record too. I don't get upset, I get angry. I never have moments of being upset. I get angry, so I'm like from 0 to 10. There's no midway, ain't ready. I don't get upset. I get pissed off. Like, so when I'm pissed off, no, don't touch me and all that stuff. You already know.
I feel like she used me. Like she'll go roll on onto her side. Like I'm still pissed. I'm like, damn. Because you know, normally when guys, when niggas hit, they get that control. Like, okay, so you back. Baby, this is my control to get you. She be still, I'm still pissed. I'm like, damn.
That's the problem, and that's why we don't do that. So that's why when I get upset, we don't have sex, because if we are upset and we have sex, he'll just start having a conversation like afterwards as if shit didn't happen. No, I'm still upset. Like, so he think that closes the deal because we just slept together and we're in the bed.
I don't care what happens. Just give it. I mean, I don't really care about what happens.
Yes, you do.
I just think it's not fair when you play games and tonight. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I mean, you know, the Bible speaks your body belongs to me.
Well, that's all you know in the Bible. You
Yeah.
always talking about that one verse in the Bible.
I know that part, Earl. I don't know the rest of it. I know that.
One verse in the Bible.
Yeah.
Ain't ready. He's talking about that one verse in the Bible.
Go
Like,
ahead and keep the party going on.
Yeah, that's it. God, dog. Ooh, Lord.
All right, so let's move into a serious topic. My wife brought it up in between season 1 and 2 that we needed to do something on
Domestic violence.
domestic violence. Domestic violence is really, really growing in our community. And domestic violence is not only from a man to a woman, but it could be from a woman to a man. It's really prevalent, and a lot of these guys are getting these women and controlling them and killing them. And it's happened to our culture and our race, and it's growing, and it's a serious problem. What are some of the signs that we know that leads up to domestic violence, to ultimately somebody taking your life?
I
Does
think
it
it
start?
starts as a control mechanism. It's like a I hadn't shared or told, I think some people know, but I was in my first marriage. My ex-husband was a police officer, and he was just crazy as hell. And so a lot of times I feel like I just had to fight for my life. And so when I got to the point to where I was like, either you're going to kill me or I'm going to kill you, it was time for me to go. So it started out with being just a control mechanism, and then it went from being controlling to trying to get me away from those that love me, which was my family and my friends. And it was like, and they try to get in your head and make you have a low self-esteem. So it was your people don't care about you. They don't love you. Or, if you leave me, who's going to want you? And so it kind of starts with, those type things. And so as women, sometimes we I hear people say all the time, I can't never be with nobody put their hands on me. Like, you have to know what that fear is like. You have to know what that fear is to be in the home with somebody and they pull a gun on you, or threatens to kill you or choke you out. Or so it's like it starts really kind of from there. It's like they're just really controlling, and it goes to, okay, I hit you. I'm sorry, I ain't mean to do that. But I'm a fighter, so I'm fight your ass back. Like, you can pull a gun on me, I'm pull a gun on you back. So all those things kind of, and then as I said, it grew to, I knew if you was gonna either kill me or I'm gonna kill you. Like when I started getting on the internet looking for ways to kill you, and I was thinking, if I kill him, I'm his wife, and they're not gonna make me do an autopsy on him. So I'm just gonna put some rat poison in his food or something. But when it gets to that point where my cousin is laughing, but it is I hate to see women. And we say a lot in the African-American community because we're taught to be strong. We're taught to just be forceful and not be weak. But I hate to hear women say, I can never let nobody do that to me because you don't know. That's a fear. That is a fear like none other. But it's hard to get out. Let me just say, it's easy to get in, but it's hard as hell to get out of. Like, it is hard as hell to get out of. And, so now I have conversations with my children, and Brian can attest to this. Like, it happens so much in my household prior to this, is that one of my daughters was just nervous. Like, she was just, she was just nervous for a long time because it was a lot of hollering and fighting and pulling guns out. So she just nervous. It took her maybe 3 years, babe, maybe 3 years to get out of nervousness. So when I really kind of started to see how our actions affected our children, I was like, yeah, I got to get up out of this. But some women don't have that chance. They don't have that opportunity, and they don't have that opportunity because they don't feel like what that person's telling them they're going to do to them is going to happen. Because let me just say this. The aggressor or the person that's doing it, they don't just come up and kill you. They've been telling you, I'm going to kill you. Like, I'm going to kill you. Or if I can't have you, can't nobody else have you. Or they let you know that that's going to happen and it's leading up to that happen. Now, some people you think they're not, and so that's what the mind of a woman does. The mind of a woman think, oh, he just talking. I know he can slap me or hit me before, but he ain't going to kill me. But yeah, they get into the mind where they really don't want anybody else to have you.
So it starts off with just playing mind games.
Absolutely.
Trying to detour you from your family. It's a controlling mechanism. They don't want you to go to your mom's house, your sister's house. It gets physical. It gets to a physical aspect, and it grows.
It does.
It grows into ultimately someone is digging a ditch for your ass, and they're putting you in a ditch, and they kill you. So suicide. If you're in a domestic violence relationship, either a man or a woman, don't take that lightly. Don't feel like that he's going to change. She's going to change. Seek some help. Talk to some people about it. Don't feel like you're going through it by yourself. Talk to your friends. Talk to your pastors. There is a domestic violence number, and the number is 1-800-799-7233. So if you're going through domestic violence, there's a number you call. Let's say the number again, 1-800-779-7233. It's growing in our community, and you should not take that lightly.
And let me add this. So, not my situation, but I've seen people like, women think and believe that you can whoop a man. Men are just much stronger. They're just so much stronger. But I've also seen young women antagonize men. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've done it there are 2 words my husband don't like for me to use. There are just 2 words he hate for me to use. He hate for me to call him a punk or a bitch. But as soon as he takes me to 10, I use him in one sentence. You punk ass, bitch ass nigga. But you cannot, let me just say this. And as bad as this may sound, you cannot do that and say that to a grown ass man. You cannot poke a man in his face, push his head back, call him a bitch ass nigga in front of people, not expect him to shake the shit out of you. You can't expect him to shake the shit out of you and slap the hell out of you. So sometimes you can antagonize them to the point. So stop thinking and believing that he's supposed to respect you and not supposed to hit you back when you on some antagonizing shit. Because I tell my son, we have sons, and I tell them all the time, y'all have enough sisters to whoop a girl. So if y'all get into it with one of y'all girls, y'all got enough sisters to whoop them, put your hand on them. And your mama coming too. So both of my boys know that.
Especially if you heavy-handed and strong.
But I did say my own advice because I do have, let me just say this. At some point, I have or has had what I feel to be PTSD from my previous marriage, because when Brown and I would get into it and argue, I would always grab him or hit him first because I felt like I had to get the ups on him first before he got to me, and that was only from prior situations. But I really want to tell women, like, stop with that antagonizing thing because you're so upset, because that does, as bad as it sounds, you probably think, well, he shouldn't hit me because I'm a woman. Well, you shouldn't be calling him a punk ass bitch ass nigga and be, grabbing him and all that stuff, because your reflex tells you to protect yourself. So just be careful, just be mindful. Don't be afraid to seek help. Don't be afraid to tell your story. Don't let people make you feel like you're next to nothing and close to nothing because you want to talk about it. Like, you need to talk about it and get somebody and get out and just kind of get out, because there are so many women. Like, I read a story probably every week of a woman that has just been killed in front of their kids. The last 3 cases, these people have been killed in front of their children, like grown children.
Yeah, it's a serious problem.
Yeah. So
anyway. All right, so the next part we're going into is social media etiquette.
Oh, Lord.
We talked about it. Yeah, I hear him down there. We talked about it, sliding in DMs. Pictures that you post from females. If you always post a picture of your ass shot, do you think that you're going to get a respectable man if you keep posting butt shots? How do you handle your social media etiquette? Tommy, you're real big in social media. That's how you get your parties out. That's how you handle yourself. So how important is social media etiquette? And the other question is, how do you deal with people sliding in Christine's DM?
To be honest, since we're keeping it real, I don't really trip because she's trustworthy. The way she carries herself, the way she acts, I pretty much, I don't go through her phone or go through nothing. If I see something out of line, I say something like it was a dude made right on the post, like, "Hey, sexy" or something. Hey, check that. But she normally checks that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now me, she may have some issues with certain things that I do, like that I think is petty. Me loving a person's status. You know what I'm saying? I guess she feels like the love is different.
Right.
It's a whole other step.
Can I finish?
Looking like Tommy Bond.
Get turned. Everybody get turned to talk. The love with me be like, that's love. How I look at it. I look at it like I'm showing love.
God.
Versus I want to holler at you type shit. If I want to holler at you, I'm just gonna holler at you. That's just how I am.
Doing it too.
But social media is real big
In your house?
to her.
So, Christine, you think there's a problem with Tommy loving somebody's status?
Yes, just as your wife would too.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole nother step. You got to drag that.
You gotta what?
You got to drag that.
I just feel like people put too much in social media.
No, you put too much in it because I don't know that back conversation that you had with that person that you love.
Love the status.
I don't got time for that.
It's one thing like.
Because when I address it, then I'm the bad person, but I'm going to address it every time.
So coming from a single person, and I'm just gonna be real, when a man loves a picture, the female thinks, oh, well, he may
That's it.
have some type of attraction to me. He may be feeling some type of way to me, especially if you love
That's
one
it.
too many, or if every time I post you love it.
Yes. Yes.
So you
That's
probably
real talk.
want
That's
to
real
watch.
talk.
Just being real.
That's real talk. That's real talk.
Yeah.
That's real talk.
Bon, what you think?
Ah!
Come on, bro. What you
I
think?
really ain't got nothing to say about that because I'm not in a relationship
When you were.
for a woman.
When you were.
Okay.
So let me say, as a single guy,
so-
when you love somebody's pictures, what does that mean to you?
I'm really trying to flirt with her.
Mm.
I'm
what
just
it
telling
is.
you. Sorry, Tommy.
Point.
I'm just saying. I'm just telling you the truth.
Right. What's the
Question. I'm gonna tell the honest truth. Like if I go on social media or something and I see something that I like. Now say this: since I got older, I'm not really entertained to women is every time they take a picture they show their ass. Because in my eyes, it's the only thing that you got to offer me is your ass.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
really not entertained by every time you take a picture. I'm not that don't really, you see what I'm saying? But if I'm really like interested in a woman or I want to flirt with a woman, I might like a couple pictures of hers. That'll let her know on her side. Now, this dude kind of like 3-4 pictures of mine.
Yeah.
Let me check him out. But it's just me because I'm single.
And I think it's a communication thing because I think the way Tommy thinks different to you, that's what you think. He may not think any, but it comes with it's a communication thing between you and your partner. Here's what I don't like no guy liking my wife picture, and I don't like no woman picture because I just I believe that there's a respect thing. You get to seeing the same like and love and all that shit. So I try not to, even her friends, I try not to love or like, you know what I'm saying? They're friends because you want to keep it straight. But that what works for me in my house. In Bond's opinion, is not different. But I do believe that you should communicate what that is because just like Christine, I find when I'm discussing things with my wife, she always, some reason, my wife thinks that she has the only opinion. And I try to tell my wife, like, I have an opinion too. It may be different from yours, but just because I think differently from what you think don't mean my right is wrong and yours is right. And I think a lot of times, and I keep personalizing this as women because I think it's women think that your right got to be the right way. You believe that if somebody love is on some flirty shit, that's just what you think. But he has an opinion of what he think that love is. And when you're in a relationship, that's why I posted last week and I really tell people, if you do not like to work, don't get married. Like marriage is work.
It's a job.
Relationship is work. So many times I want to do something or I want to say something and I don't because I want to think about how it's going to affect her if I do it or if I say it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we don't always keep our mate in consideration when we're doing and we're moving and we're saying we don't really keep. We have to always keep. Is this gonna be something that she's cool with? Is this gonna be something that she's cool with? Is this gonna be something that I'm gonna have to stay up all motherfucking night talking about? Like I got home at 2, I got to be at work at 6, but we gonna talk all night. So that when it comes to a relationship, that's when I see the work in a relationship. It's work because we don't always think about that. Like Tommy said, like shit go crazy. Sometimes we close at 2. And I have an employee that then got, crazy with somebody. So we normally get out of here about 2:45, but after I done talk to an employee and talk to the bartender, we getting out of here at 4 o'clock. Well, Netta's looking at shit. It's something like Tommy said. You normally rolling in here about 2:45. But I go back to the relationship has to get to where you trust, because if you don't have no trust, it's really gonna be hard to make it.
Yeah, one thing that I will say this. So, as we both said, it's been very open about it. Brian and I both has had infidelities on both of our behalves. But one thing I could appreciate about he and I both is that we're, because we're building to, regain trust with each other, we do things to make each other comfortable. We do things to, so if I have people in my inbox, let me just say this. He allows me to say, hey, you already know what it is, whatever. But after that second time when I say it, I screenshot, hey, I need you to check this situation because I've already told them no, and vice versa. But we do things to get back to where we feel like we need to be. So, I had an issue with him having the club and being here with the club. So now it's, okay, well, you come and work in the club. You come into the club and work in the club rather than just being a patron of the club, because when I was a patron of the club, he was doing his thing. But it's like, okay, we're going to do this together because I want you to know and feel and see what's going on. So it takes a lot of that, and as minor as that may be, like you were kind of saying, Tommy, you were kind of saying, if I'm somewhere and B Level didn't pay me later, whatever, am I supposed to say yes? Because you have to get her back to the point to where she say, okay, I can trust you. And if you do that so many times, if you do FaceTime her like, hey, I'm just gonna keep you on while I'm doing such and such and such, and then when I get whatever, that helps a whole lot. So he and I both are doing things that we probably normally wouldn't have done or didn't do prior to that, because we're building and kind of getting our trust issues back to that. So y'all better tell y'all people stop inboxing me, because I tell my husband.
So I have a question for us single people from couples and married people. So when you have trust issues, you've been hurt before in the past by other relationships, how do you go into trying to build that trust back when you meet someone new? Somebody totally different with a total different aspect, total different vibe. How do you build? This was a question we wanted to ask.
Here it comes if you're looking for me.
No, I don't want you to answer.
Oh, okay.
How do you get your trust back up?
Y'all want to go first?
Well, that's the scary thing about getting into anything with anyone. You don't know what their intentions truly are. So all you can do is just go in it how you want. Now, you can have that wall, but how open will that be?
Yeah.
When you do that. Like, I went in open, even though I knew Tommy previous too. I felt like what he said to me or whatever, that, it could be what it was.
Yeah.
And at a time it wouldn't. And that's just what I believe. So that's just what I chose to do. Does it hurt? Yes. But what if you go into it and you both fully into it and
Absolutely.
it gets to bloom and be what it needs to be? That's the thing. It's a scary thing, because you never know. You never know people's backgrounds. You never know if somebody can truly change, because you don't want to still go in it thinking you can't change.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
then we always had that wall up. So, that's just how I did it. It didn't go right for me at first. But, eventually it did.
Yeah.
Right. So
What you think, Tommy?
I'm sorry, Tommy. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, with me and our situation, when we had our problems, and then I was getting back into it, I used to use. Actually, Bun B was one of the people who kind of grabbed me when I was in my prime. Like, hey, dude, you out here doing too much. This was before me and her was even in a relationship. This is a good girl. When she was like, just around me and her, she was like my main chick for a minute. Because she didn't want a relationship either. But Bun B was like, that's a good one. You need to hold on to her. This was a long time ago. But when I was getting back in the club, I used to use B Level and her as, hey, B Level, what do I do? B Level said, I bring my wife around. She coming. She with me.
Yeah.
So then what was I doing? Bringing her with you. Like, so I started trying to show her something different. So maybe you may need to tell that person, and he needs to show you, like, put it in your face. And that's what I did.
Absolutely.
Like, and that's what helped me. Like, even now when I'm in the club, like right now I'm starting to get a little bit more buzz and the girls are coming, and girls come even more when you in a relationship and you happy.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And you happy. And like even now, I don't even put myself in certain situations where I know I'm weak at, and she gets on to me about the shit. So like she still get on to me like, why you can't go downstairs? I don't want to go downstairs, and they come grabbing on me. I'm gonna stay up here and talk on this microphone and hype these people up, and don't even come downstairs and put myself in this situation. And she don't understand. She'll be like, well, you not trained enough. One day you gonna slip. Well, goddamn, I'm trying. I'm gonna stay upstairs. Understand that I'm staying. When I'm at the club, I don't come downstairs no more like I used to, standing on couches. Hey, everybody, I'm Tommy B. It's like now I'm up here. You know, so you gotta show. That person has to show it. Versus, you know.
And let me say this, Christine. I can say this. The worst thing that you can do to a man is they make a change and they try to win your love and your trust back over for you to always believe that everything you say is bullshit. You understand? So give him an opportunity. Give him a chance.
I'm not saying that either. I just don't feel like why. I want somebody to be themselves. I don't want them to feel like they have to strain themselves to be at
maybe
this
weak.
one point.
Maybe a
But what are
problem.
you doing to help your weakness?
Stay upstairs.
Because you don't want to always
Stay upstairs.
This is the business, and you say you have to mingle with people. I never said you didn't have to mingle with people, but you ain't got to meet them after the club at 5 o'clock. That's the total difference. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be able to be yourself. I want you to be able to have fun. I don't want to take that because that's what comes with it. Yeah. So yes, I don't want you to be up there when I know you want to be out, but why you can't control yourself with
My
that?
point is, crackheads don't want to smoke crack until they just sit right in front of them. If they're trying to recover, don't put it in front of the motherfucker. Damn, I'm gonna smoke crack.
Honestly,
I'm trying to recover.
That's what I was just about to say. Like, as women, I hate to do this, but we have to allow the man to do it how he knows he can do it. Sometimes we look at it and say, well, he needs to go be himself and do what he do. But as a woman, we gotta let him, if he feel like he's not strong enough, that's not saying that he's going to do it just because he's down there. But if that's his way of not being around what is, you know, temptation.
It's just the fact of us being women. We want that man. I ain't gonna say that nigga. We want that man where you're untouchable.
Absolutely,
just
but
the way we're
It don't matter where we are.
But until
it don't matter what
you're
position
right.
you're in.
No,
Absolutely.
baby, you cool? Hey, how you doing? But let me move around.
And I get it.
That's a real man. When you get to that point,
absolutely,
ain't no turning.
Absolutely. But I'm gonna tell you this: these women out here, baby, they keep going. They not gonna stop.
But let me ask you this, Christine.
Because it's not on them. It's on you.
But I want you to think about this, Christine.
And guess
how many men come to me?
And guess who's gonna
I'm
get
just
you?
saying.
Boy, if you don't stop moving that table like you had to move furniture.
I want you to think about this.
Okay.
Make me sick.
What are the shortcomings that Christine has, and it may not be infidelity that he's having to deal with? Do you cook as much as you used to cook?
I don't because I don't have a ring.
Okay,
so
but
I used to do it as if I had a ring.
What I'm saying though, Christine, is
as much as
that's why it's a relationship. Like he
no, that's not an excuse. That's real.
What I'm saying is, I want you to understand that there are give and takes in relationship. And I always tell Bond, there is no such a thing as a 50-50 love.
No.
A lot of times my wife will be pulling 80, I'll be pulling 20. On February, she may be pulling 20, I'm pulling 80. March, it flip-flops. There is no such thing as we're pulling the heart the same time, everything. There's no that 50-50 love.
So let me just say this. So because of the, Tommy and yourself, y'all are in the same position, so I understand what she's saying. Like, if you're having a hard time staying faithful to me in the same situation you were in when you were unfaithful, that's a problem. So I could never because I know you would probably say no, but I could never say, because I know you were meeting somebody at the club or somebody's coming to the club, okay, now you got to close the club. I expect for you to be in your same element, but understand you're in your same element and around those things, and so it's up to you to have self-control. So that's what she's saying. She's just saying that I don't want you to alter, I want you to change, but I don't want you to alter your behavior because you're struggling with it, because I want you to be at the point to where you shouldn't be struggling anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't be at the point to where, okay, now you got to stay behind the bar all night. Like she said, you got to stay upstairs all night because you see, something that's just temptation. But then y'all be thinking me and Christine crazy because we get to cussing these bitches out. Because It absolutely is. It has nothing to do with the two of you. It has everything to do with those women, but we expect for you guys to basically control that. And so that's why I tell you all the time, I'm going to deal with you, but I'm also going to say something to her because everybody knows that I'm married to you, and everybody knows that Tommy and Christine are in a relationship. So when y'all get to be on that disrespectful stuff, that's when it's a problem. Just don't be disrespectful. When you on that disrespect, yeah, like if you just let them feel like it's okay, like don't hug, don't. When you walk up and speak to both of us. Like ain't no speaking, because you know I'll grab you by your arm. And they be like, hey, B Level, Like, so you have to kind of really, y'all don't really understand. Y'all see the entertainment thing, and I tell you all the time, and I'm pretty sure Christina is so Tommy, we see things around y'all that y'all don't see with the naked eye. Because y'all be so indulged in the entertainment and what's going on. We see shit that y'all really don't see. Whether it's people that's around y'all that's doing y'all wrong, people that's just some underhanded shit, y'all homeboys trying to talk to us on the side, or somebody taking we deal with so many things that just invisible to y'all. Like y'all really don't see it. And so of course, because we love y'all, we trying to protect y'all. And y'all just think we on some nagging shit. No, I'm trying to protect you because I see and hear some shit you have not seen or heard. So I get it, like I really do, and I get that from just kind of her perspective. Like I don't want you to stay upstairs all the time, and you can't come down and make and do your thing when I'm here because these brides in here on some bullshit. Because I'm
gonna be on it anyway.
Yeah, they're gonna do that anyway. Come on and run it to the mic so I can hear you.
So that's where he being his other part come in at.
Yes, ma'am.
Instead of, like fussing about or trying to make him feel a certain way, like he's saying, that's just like a person. You don't put a person that's on the did crack in front of him, because what you doing, you tempting him. So he's doing the best that he know how to do it. So what she need to do is roll with it. Say, well, baby, I see, instead of making a big fuss about it. Because like you said, sometimes men are not always got a king eye as women.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's what we come in at. So maybe try to do that per se, study, always say, oh, I just want you to show me that you done got over this. Oh, you too weak. You can't be around a woman. They don't have anything. Because there's some buzzers out here.
I know it.
Right. And they really buzzering. So that's where you come in at to keep your other significant on task. Don't fuss.
Beat them up.
Yeah, well, no.
And it seems like they come even harder when you
niece
like
gonna
now
beat 'em
when
up.
I'm like, nah, when I'm more like when I'm turning them down in a nice way, or hey, I got a girlfriend, I'm married, I be lying, I'm married, just the back. They don't care. Like
They don't.
They come even.
That's
like,
even
what?
worse.
You told me no. Like,
That make them even worse. Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
That's kind of it's tough. When you
But
dealing with it.
I had to learn, we two different people. Like me, if you come at me and I'm in a relationship and you know who I'm in a relationship with, I'm going off on you.
Me too,
I'm
Christine.
gonna go off
Me
on
too.
you quick because how
Me
dare you?
too.
First of all, who do
But
you
why
think
do
I
y'all
am?
compare everything with y'all? That's
Because
you're
Yeah.
different from me.
It's the point that I have a certain respect for you.
So why do you
That
say
I don't feel
what
like
you do?
why
do
don't
I
you
got
have
to
that
do what
certain
Baby,
you
you
do?
said it all the
respect
time.
for
I
me?
want you to handle
That's the
situations the
difference.
way I would.
That's how we feel
I
about it.
always
Because
tell
I
my-
have a certain type of respect.
Yeah.
I feel like you should have a certain type of respect too, whether you're a man or a woman.
But Christine,
this all the time.
he is tells Christine what.
Yeah, Brian tells me all the time, baby, you want me to handle the situation the way you will handle it, and I'm not going to handle it
We two
your
different
way.
people, so
Because
like
I be wanting him
Dee
to tell him, bitch, get your nappy head ass in front. That's what I want him to do.
But
Get your nappy
just
head.
like Dee Dee said, we are two different people. The way we think is differently. The way we move is differently. So Christine, you gotta let him handle it in Tommy's personality and the way, because if he handle it, you just said you didn't want him to be on some fake shit. If he handle it the way you handle it, that's not the way he's gonna be genuine. So you have to be able to let him. It's gonna get to the same results.
But I
It
think
might
it's
not
a-
be calling a
But
name.
okay, so there's a difference. It would be totally different if you guys are out of state and somebody approached Tommy and he'd be like, no, I'm straight or whatever. But everybody in Central Arkansas, because of what you guys do, know that y'all are married and in relationships and who you're in relationships with. So what y'all don't understand is that it may seem it's a little bit disrespectful, if we go out of state somewhere and somebody don't know. But everybody in Central Arkansas knows who you with, the relationship you in. Y'all live together. They know all of that. So it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful because you have the information needed to know that you shouldn't be approaching my nigga, my guy.
But
my
just
dude.
because somebody is disrespectful, I don't have to have that same energy and be disrespectful to them because they were disrespectful to our relationship.
So would you have that same?
The end result is I'm telling them I don't go. I don't have to say, motherfucker, I don't motherfucking go. The information is I don't go.
Yeah,
so
if a guy that you know tries to date me or talk to me, your conversation to
it's
him
gonna
is
be different.
That's what I'm saying, baby. So it's the reason why you're gonna say that to him is because you feel like he on some disrespectful stuff.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying to you. It's the same disrespect. So how can you just nicely tell a bride, no, I'm good, I'm straight. But then when a dude try to talk to me that you know, you feel like you're disrespected, so you're gonna go off on him.
I didn't say you couldn't handle it like that.
That's the opening to me.
That's
how I be feeling about it.
That's what?
That's the opening. I feel like if you can't set something straight, but still, I don't say you have to cuss nobody out.
No, you don't.
Me, it's a certain way that you can say whatever. I don't per se cuss nobody out, but I'll be like, what? You know, I'm gonna let you know that it's a problem about something. I ain't gonna cuss you, I ain't gonna kick you out the club, but you need to know what's up.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you got to be this bad person and take your whatever you're doing out of it. I never said that. But you gonna respect me, and if you can't, then move around.
Yeah. Yeah.
True that. I can respect that. I respect that.
If somebody can hit you in your inbox or whatever, then move around.
Yeah.
Period.
Yes. Well, we have reached our second hour of this podcast. Big round of applause for 2 hours worth of great comment. I do want to thank our guests for spending their Sunday afternoon with us. Big shout out to my guy Q Note, who is our podcast producer. Ultimate Sound and Lighting. Big shout out to Earl came on Sunday, got us looking good and sounding good. Please, 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 if you will, go and download any podcast app and search for Love Wins by the Stewart. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification so you can get notified when we have new episodes. Next week, we're going to broadcast live from Vegas. We're going to Vegas for our anniversary, so next week we're coming live from Vegas. And I don't know if we're gonna have all this technical stuff. We might be broadcasting in our hotel room, but we'll find somewhere next week in Vegas to broadcast for week number 2. Hopefully we can get it uploaded on the site and get it up to our deal. But next week we're gonna be in Vegas. And thank you to Bon B. Thank you to Dee Dee.
So before closing out, because I really wanted you guys to. Do you guys in the audience, do y'all have anything, any questions, any content? Y'all straight? I think we covered everything. I'm going to give everybody an opportunity to say, because y'all, listen, don't be leaving here and inbox me. I really wish y'all would have talked about, do anybody have anything that y'all want to say? Ask. No? Nobody?
Shout out to the Lipsies and the Thomases. They come.
But just give these people time to answer.
Y'all got something y'all want to say? Everybody, you done scared them.
No? Y'all have anything? Y'all good? No.
It's gonna be all right.
Tank ain't said nothing, man. Tank, you don't want to say nothing?
Charles, you gonna be okay? You gonna be okay? I got a couch if you need. You know what I mean?
One thing I can count on.
We'll talk about it later.
One thing I can count on is Miss Lipsy. She be on every one. Let me just give some advice. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Listen, it was hard for us, baby. It wasn't hard for us.
For what?
In our marriage, sweetheart. It's gonna be all right. Y'all, now what Bond said, y'all gotta be moving in that same direction.
What you mean?
Listen. Don't be moving. Y'all gotta be moving in that.
Excuse me, Shelby. I have some good information for married people. Why? Because I fucked up so much, I kind of can tell her, hey, brother, don't go down this road.
You already know what to do.
This road here gonna lead you straight to a dead end.
Yeah.
So understand. So don't say don't listen to me.
Well, I'm listening to your own advice is all I'm saying.
I do. That's why I ain't with nobody.
Okay,
because
so what's the advice? What's the
I'm
advice?
not with nobody.
What's the advice?
Okay.
Huh?
What's the advice?
For them, it's
Yes.
gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay.
Shut about a
It's
Honda.
okay.
It's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay.
Just keep
Relationship
striving.
is hard. That's what we started this podcast, is to strengthen relationships and to give you the information that you want to know, the questions to. Very transparent.
Okay, I want to say this because there's a couple of people that said this, and so I want to kind of bring a little light to this, like a 3-minute thing.
Sure.
So kind of dealing with people in relationships, marriages, and you have kids by the other people, right? if you have kids by other people that, you know, that's in outside relationships or marriages, our synopsis is, you know, we don't do it, so we don't deal with it. I don't do it. I don't deal with it. But allow your mate to deal with those people. You know, so if you're married to somebody and they have a baby mama or something, as much as we want to let me just say this, I intervene when I feel like it's going to affect my family, my pockets, our lifestyle. But allow your spouse to have the opportunity to correct that situation before you overexert yourself, because it would cause additional issues that you probably don't want to or need to be in. And if he or she chooses not to do that, then you have all blessings to tap that ass. I'm just playing. Don't do that. But you have all blessings to it, because that's an ongoing issue. Like, seriously, in our podcast, most of our questions are just that. Most of our questions are, how do you make relationships work with dealing with baby mama drama or, you know, baby daddy drama? And we don't really have issues with it. We don't have that problem. And I think it's because of Brian and I just kind of respect for each other, not to have the issue, but just do that little thing for those that kind of want to know whatever. Just let them kind of deal with it and do it. And they may not do it in your fashion, but give them the blessing to do that and deal with that. And if they're not doing it in your fashion, then y'all need to kind of have some communication barriers, because it can be difficult. Baby mamas, ex-wives can be your whole marriage and try to mess up your whole life because of just bitterness. Most of them. 97.9%, 97.9%. And they feel like the children are just security blanket. They feel like because I have kids with this person, I have the right to do that. You don't. Like, you don't. No, ain't ready. Oh, ain't ready.
You got to understand that it comes from, first of all, it's going to start with the man.
That's it.
If a man let that baby mama know where he's staying with his wife, she'll get in her rightful place.
Yes.
Sometimes, ain't
she
rather.
will.
Sometimes.
See, no, she will. She will. See, this is the thing. Baby mamas, they already upset because they ain't with you.
Right.
Now that's
So what they do is they play the kid like a pawn. Mm-hmm. You know, when you get ready to want to pawn something, you get a little money or whatever from it. That's what some of the
Right.
women do with the children.
Right.
But once again, it comes back. As long as a real woman gonna know if a man's serious about his wife or not.
absolutely. That's true. That's true, ain't ready.
And that's all I'm gonna say.
That's true.
Thank
All
you.
you got to say, because that's the truth.
Shout out to my auntie.
That-
That's that on that.
Thanks to the last. That was last comment by Jerry Springer. Shanetta here.
I'm just saying, because I'm just saying.
We're reaching 6 o'clock, and we got to end this podcast. We've got one more selection by Miss Dee Dee before we dismiss.